Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you my 2021 TBR. So I have picked out 21 books that I want to get to in 2021, and I'm so excited for all of these books. The first book that I want to get to in 2021 is The Midlight Library by Matt Haig. And I think this is about a girl who is about to kill herself, I believe. And she just has so many regrets in her life. And I think in this library, she experiences her lives if she had chosen something different in the past, done something differently. So it sounds super interesting, and I'm really eager to get to this one, and super short as well. So I'm really looking forward to this. The next book is actually one that I've been wanting to read since February, and it is The Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare. And this is the book that I need to read before I can get into The Last Hours and eventually Chain of Gold, which I'm so looking forward to. But I have so many books to read before then. So this is the first one, and I really want to get to this so that I can eventually read Chain of Gold. Then I have a book that is a finale, and it's The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. So the finale for The Cruel Prince, obviously. And I actually have started this one, but I just couldn't get to it when I had this on my TBR. I just had too many other books on there, and I think I was in a slump as well, so I put this down. But I really want to finish this series in 2021, and I don't think it should be that much of a problem considering how tiny it is. Next book I'm so excited about because I actually already started it, but once again I didn't have the time to finish it that month. And it is A Winter's Promise by Christelle Darboux, and this is the first book in this series, The Mirror Visitor, I think. And this is a series translated from French about a girl called Ophelia. So Ophelia has the ability to read objects, so when she touches an object, she can read, who it belonged to and what their story was and what happened in their life. And she's quite content. I think she works in a library or in a museum, I think. But she then gets married off to a very grumpy guy from this other kingdom, and that's how far I've read. As you can see, I already tapped it loads, so I'm really enjoying it. I love the writing style. For some reason it just feels so nostalgic to me. I have no idea why, because I've never read the series, but just the way it's written is just so, I don't know, so familiar to me. I have no idea why, but I am loving it so far and would love to finish this in 2021. Next up we have a book that was actually on my 20 books for 2020 list, but I ended up unhauling my German translation because Illumicrate came out with a special edition of it, so I really didn't have the opportunity to read this in 2020, so I'm putting it on my 2021 list. It is Uprooted by Naomi Novik, and all I know is that it's a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, and that's it. And honestly, that's enough to make me interested. I just love fairy tales, and Rumpelstiltskin is a really good one. So I'm very excited to see, what Naomi Novik did with this story. So yeah, I'm very excited to get to this in 2021. Now this was absolutely not on purpose, but I also have A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik on this list. And thank you again to Ro for gifting me the regular copy, because I got the Illumicrate copy with the blue sprayed edges, but the cover is a little bit ugly. It's like yellow, so she got me the regular edition, and now it has blue sprayed edges. Would have been, the best option in my opinion. But anyway, I'm super excited for this story. This is about a school called the Scholomans, I believe. I think it's a boarding school, but I think you don't really have teachers. You just kind of have to survive. And there are ghosts. So yeah, that's basically all I know. And it's honestly enough to make me interested in this book. So I'm really excited for this, and it's also not too long. Then I want to read the sequel for Girls of Paper and Fire, Girls of Storm and Shadow, and I really enjoyed Girls of Paper and Fire. I read that in May, I believe. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. I really loved the setting and the Asian-inspired fantasy, so I'm really looking forward to this one. The plot was not as strong as I would have liked, but very excited for the sequel. And I'm not sure if that's the finale, I don't think so. I need to read it soon because if I wait another year, probably I will have forgotten most of it, so need to read this. Then I have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This is a murder mystery, obviously, and that is all I know. And also people who are very critical reviewers, for example, G from Book Roast, have really loved this. I think she gave it 5 stars, so I'm very intrigued for this. And then obviously this had to be on the list, The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I have been wanting to read this book for a couple of months now. It has been on a couple of TBRs, but I just got in slums, so it never happened. But 2021 is going to be the year. I'm ready to be broken, I'm ready to be hurt, and I'm looking forward to it. Next up, another epic fantasy. I really want to get to more epic fantasies in 2021, and this has been described as a really good introduction to adult fantasy, so I really want to read the Mistborn trilogy, or just The Final Empire for a start. I've actually started this one as well, but I had to put it down because I think of the owls. But I'm so excited for the series, and it has gotten so many good reviews, and I want to read all of Sanderson's books, to be honest. So I need to start somewhere. And I really want to get to Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. Once again, I'm obsessed with this cover, and I really imagine, you know, the setting and the atmosphere to be quite similar to this cover. This is set in the 1800s, I believe, in Sicily, and we have sisters who are witches and murders happening, I think. The romance has been really hyped, so I'm very excited for this. And then to lighten up the mood, I also want to read a graphic novel, Czech Place by Ngozi Ukasu, I think. And this is about a boy who plays hockey and likes to bake. I've already seen a couple of fractions of it, and it was hilarious, so I'm very looking forward to this one. And I also have volume 2 on my TBR. And then I also want to read a couple of classics in 2021. I have Perfume on my TBR by Patrick Süskind. This is about a boy who is very strange. He can smell very well. For example, if you're in the other room, he can smell you and know who you are and stuff like that. It's really creepy. And then I think he goes on to become a murderer, and he really wants to create kind of a perfume for himself because he himself does not smell at all. And I think he just takes the scent of the corpses as his perfume, I guess. But I could be totally wrong. I have started this in school, but then when I graduated, you know, I didn't continue on with this, but I really enjoyed this actually. So I really want to read this in 2021. And then I have another classic on here. It is super short, so I really want to complete this list, so I have to, you know, add a couple of smaller books here and there. And it is called Lens. This also has another book in it, but probably not going to read that. But I can't remember what this is about, but my German teacher told us what it's about, and I was so intrigued, and I really want to get to I think it's like 5 pages or 10, I'm not sure. And yeah, so I'm going to read that. And then one of my all-time favorite series, I haven't read the finale yet, Catazone by Jennifer Wolf. This series is just so heartwarming and wholesome, and I really want to read this in 2021. Another finale is Obsidio, and I've read Gemina this year, really enjoyed it. I want to see how things wrap up, so hopefully I'll get to Obsidio next year. It feels like I've been talking about this book in like every video, but I really want to read Dark Dawn by J. Kristoff as soon as possible because I loved God's Grave and I really want to know how things end. So it is happening in 2021. I'm manifesting it. I also really want to get to The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue by V. Schwab. This has been getting kind of mixed reviews. Some people hate it, some people really love it, and it just sounds like something I would really enjoy. It's about a girl who makes a pact with this demon or the devil to sell her soul for becoming immortal. However, everyone she meets forgets her immediately, but then she meets a boy who does remember her, and the story goes from there, I think. So it sounds really interesting, and I really want to read this and find out for myself if I like it or not. And then I have a couple of books that I don't own yet that I really want to get to next year. The first one is A Promised Land by Barack Obama. It's his autobiography, and I already own his audiobook, and he narrates it too, just as Michelle did. I really loved Becoming, so I'm really looking forward to A Promised Land, and the audiobook is, I think, 30 hours. But, you know, I really flew through Becoming, so I'm really hopeful for A Promised Land. Okay, the next one I actually already ordered, and that's because I've been watching so many book tour videos lately, and so many people are reading books from the Red Rising trilogy, so I really want to read the first book, Red Rising, in 2021. I think it was G from Book Roast and Shanice Noel who really enjoyed the books of the series that they were currently reading, and then my memory was full. I'm sorry, but yeah, I really want to read Red Rising. And then the last book that I really want to read in 2021 is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. The fourth book comes out in January, and I pre-ordered it, personalized and signed, so I really need to start the series, and I actually started the audiobook today, but I think I'm not in the right mindset at the moment, but I'm going to read that very, very soon. But yeah, these are the 21 books that I want to get to in 2021. Let me know what books you really want to read in the next year, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.